I don't know what's in the house, but I smell French toast. I swear to God, it smells delicious. There's nothing going on at my house. There's nothing. Good morning, everybody. I'm just Jake. Thanks for joining us for UnDressed, Jake Live. We're listening to Enigma. It's a song that Mercy shared with me. And we're listening to Alex accompanying with Betty over here. And we're Jake, Allen, Betty, the Cosmic Buskers. Great book. Blessed with ash. child in us. I love the tone of this guitar. She and I went through a lot together. She's baptized in the fire and smoke. Wow. This is the Schmartin. I gotta look at these words. I'm not sure what language this is. Just totally got lost in that. Oof. You know, not a rant. I simply have to say, I didn't even have any idea until I've allowed it to continue to settle in. The feeling, the experience of being so wrongly accused of being something that you are not, the exact opposite. And it's not attractive. Like they're saying, I am a dangerous man who has the capability of committing an outrageously violent act, kidnapping. Outrageously violent act. I don't care if you are causing physical injury or not. That is outrageously violent, and we consider it as such. And I had done nothing. I had broken no law. I hadn't broken any of your rules, of the rules. I used my words, and they were powerful. They were scorching hot. Not now, Nala. They were scorching hot. Nala, no. 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 It is not. Come close if you want. And I am shackled, chained, like unnecessary force, people. Unnecessary force. You have me handcuffed. Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? What story is running in your head? What movie? Do we see Tommy Lee Jones chasing the fugitive? Like, come on. The chains from the waist to the hands to the feet, the ankles. Inhumane. Inhumane. I don't care what that person has done. That is inhumane. Whatever you think has happened. And I come into a courtroom and I see my sister and my brother-in-law and my son. Sam, I love you, but you doubted me. You thought I had done something wrong. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what people told you. That's on you, son. That is on you. And Kate, it's on you. You should have all been jumping up and down and screaming and getting thrown out of that courtroom at the injustice that you saw. It was clear, and it was you that failed to see it. It was you. I would have been Sam Bennett, I would have been jumping up and down in defense of you. I would not have thought for an instance that you had done something to deserve that. Not for an instance. I would have been following to see, how are you? How do we get you out of there in the quickest time? What do you need for support once you're out? Kate, that's what I would have been doing. You had everybody around you when you were sick, Kate. And you held it against me that I too didn't come running. Everyone but one came running to you, Kate, to support you. All but one. All of those people ran away from me, and only one came to me, Mercy. I love you, Alan. I love you, but you are as guilty as the rest. I appreciate the modicum of allowance, but you are caught in the same illusion. You lack the same sensitivity that's required. And you continue to respond to a group text that has me, and now I'm drawn into the same bullshit. Do I need to block all of you? I think I do. You'll be able to find me on come find Jake. That hurt. That hurt. So I am here, and the rest of you can work your way back to me, including my sons, those closest, all of you. No free pass. I am nobody's father. I am no one's son. I am no one's brother or sister. If you want to see me as a friend, I am here. You all doubted me. And I'm getting over that. Mercy is helping me work through that. And I'm releasing the pain. All I need is somebody to come to me and say, baby, can I hold you? Can I just hold you? And that's what Mercy did. She just said, my dear friend, can I hold you? It's all that you can say. Right and still. That seemed to come pretty easily to me. That's what you can't say. Forgive me. I've already forgiven you. But come receive it and find forgiveness for yourselves. God has forgiven you. Because He knows. You said it, but you had no idea what it meant, and it wasn't real. You can't hide behind that. You can't say, I did all these horrible things, but I love him. No. Show me the real thing, please. Show me the real thing. I know you have it in you. I know you got that seed. Let's see it. Let's get it going. Let's burn a fire. I want to see those beautiful hearts. Stop hiding them. I'm a big shout out to Tracy Chapman. What an inspiration. What a busking inspiration. Tracy, thank you. Another fellow jumbo. Sharon, I'm sorry you're batshit crazy. So are you, Nicole, and so are you, Carrie. Wow. And the funny thing is, I found the real thing of what everyone was calling batshit crazy. Mercy, you all saw her as batshit crazy. I know you did. I know who you are. I know what we are. Carly Ray, you see it. Yes, you do. Thank you. I see you. And you see me. Thank you. I don't like pathologizing. I'm not down with that. I just see it as distortion. You can name the distortion, right? But when you then say that is wrong, and that needs to be, no, that needs to be understood and integrated. It's just part of the process. But you call it something like abnormal. It's transition. I mean, you're going through the same version, but yours is normalized. And then you get stuck there. So this is, I would just stay here. These others who are expressing something that looks different, they're just at a different stage. And then, you can let them move through it. But, it's interesting when someone starts throwing pathology at me and diagnoses and says you're bipolar. It seems to me I received a diagnosis, an official diagnosis from a PhD psychologist as having post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. And I do that. I am impacted. Who I am is a result of my experience. I was forged through this experience, and had these really intense experiences in my life, which I now need to face nose to nose so that I can mind them, absorb all of that simply for what it was, just experience, and allow that to settle and find its place and do what it is there to do to help me become who I am supposed to become. I've never looked at the world and said they fit that. That's this. I kind of look at the world and say I see that behavior. How might that manifest? And what else do I learn from that? But I find it curious that Sharon leveled pathology at me, and so it makes me, I think, where did that come from? I get curious. I know Sharon spent some time. I don't think you were open with me, Sharon, and I know that all of the signs point to schizophrenia. It's right there on the multiple faces of you. Remember I said it. All the pictures. I saw it in the Bumble profile. 7 pictures, 7 completely different women. I thought it was fascinating. I thought it was beautiful. I thought you had it organized and cohered. It's beautiful. Those are all aspects of you. I saw it on that. I saw it as you held me in your arms and I shattered. Yeah. I saw that place you were trapped in. It's scary. It's scary. It's scary. I was there and I freaked out. I said, wow, someone gets trapped here. Yeah. And she's holding you. Someone could get trapped here. Yeah. And she's holding you. My dearest Sharon, I was offering you a hand to lead you out of that space. And I am still offering you a hand. And I pray that you will find the courage and the strength, that God will give you the courage and the strength to reach out and take it. Because I am here with love, full allowance. The forgiveness happened a long time ago. Praise the Lord. Praise God. Thank you. Thank you. I learned what hate is, and it destroyed me. I was crushed. I was absolutely crushed. Because I saw my hate felt like an imperfection in my heart. It felt like an imperfection in my heart. And I had built this relationship with my heart intentionally. I courted her. I didn't stalk her. I courted her like I courted you, with full allowance. For her to emerge and flower and show me who she was and what she stood for, and the great depth of love that she held and holds. Her name is Annie. And she plays Annie's song, even the John Denver version. Love that song. I could feel her purity. I could feel it that day. I could feel it that retreat. Dickon, you failed me. You failed me. You failed yourself. You failed us. You failed Sharon. Dickon, you failed Sharon. You knew her. She was right in front of you. It was all there for you. You haven't dealt with your darkness, my friend. And you fail your community. Sid said, he told me, Dickon's missing it. Sid said, Dickon's missing it. Sid said, Jan and Chip are missing it. Sid said, Michael is missing it. Sid said, Marvis is missing it. Sid said, you're all still missing it. Listen to this man. He was there for 3.5 hours. I was there for 4 seconds. He saw more. Sid said he saw more. Praise be, he saw more. Sid said, Dickon, he told you he saw more. And Sid said, Dickon, he's describing the same thing that I was describing. Sid said that. I meet with Sid all the time. Sid is right here. I know Sid. Sid said it's beyond the books, it's in your heart. Sid said it's not me, it's you. Sid said, stop talking about what Sid said and understand what Dickon says. Dickon, you need to understand what you say. What comes to you, what comes through you comes to you. It's not for you to share. It's for you to understand and investigate. Sid said Dickon has more work to do, and Dickon should let go of the 3P and focus on his heart. That's what Sid said. Sid said you have to stop the shenanigans at the gatherings. Beautiful. Thank you. To really understand a woman, you have to know her deep inside. You know, I talk a lot about this beautiful friendship, pure friendship that I have with this unbelievable being, this beautiful woman named Mercy. And beautiful in every possible way, meaning her, including her earthly beauty. I mean, it's a man is going to look at this woman and just like, it's just, you're going to. When I met Mercy in that lobby, and it's amazing as we look at what brought me there, first to the jungle, what brought me into the space where she could, and we could have this meeting, and it's just mystical. And there was zero physical attraction that just was not part of it for me. And it's not that I did not recognize her profound beauty. It was not that at all. I had eyes for one person. That was you, Sharon. I had eyes for one person. My eyes and my heart and my being was there. And of course my heart is open to everybody and curious, and so that was it. So it was like we got in, and Mercy was there with someone that was very dear to her, and it still is, but someone she had been in a relationship with for a long time, and who was on his own path and had his own shadows that he was confronting. And she had gotten him to go down there with her. She'd been going down there for 10 years probably. Mercy and I have known each other for 3 years. A little over 3 years. 3 years ago, December. It was when we met, December of 22. 3 months after my shattering in Sharon's arms in September of 22. And we're graced that none of that was in the field. None of the I'll call it the icky earthbound stuff. Because what we see is that's need based. That's all it's all need based. Relationships are all need based. But it's a fundamental, the key difference between something that can work and be supportive and something that's going to just cause you the misery in your intimate relationships that you've been experiencing. And you're all struggling in it. It's not peaceful. It's not, I don't know. I haven't seen anywhere. I've looked at a lot of relationships because I have yearned to find something special, right? I've been driven to find that, quote unquote, that someone special. That's someone special. And it's like that, one of those children's books, right? Are you my mama? Are you my someone special? Are you my, and I hear, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, like Kelsey at the animal control. Do you know that these are service animals that provide life supportive function? Yes. No, you don't. Because if you were, you wouldn't go, yes. Excuse me, this is more of the crap coming up. When I approach Mercy, when she approaches me, my posture is not that. It is. My dear friend, what are your needs? Tell me about your experience, because then I will understand where you are and where you're going, and we can all tune to what is needed next. It's not about what does she need from me. What is she needing from life? Because life will always give you what you need when you need it, and a little bit more. It's the way it works. If you have your heart tuned to the whole, first the whole, understanding that when the whole is lifted, you are part of that whole, that collective, you will be lifted. My dear friend Isaac, sorry Isaac, I stumble over your last name a little bit because I haven't seen it spelled. It's beautiful. Isaac. We had a conversation, and Isaac is driven. He's a strong man, and I love to watch. He has his own struggle, and has this beautiful little boy that it's been hard. His mom is Isaac's little boy's mom and Isaac, hadn't been able to work it out, and so it's been hard for Isaac because he loves his little boy dearly. I totally get that, but Isaac, we were having that conversation. I was inviting you to join me. I said I've discovered this profound tool called God Am I, and I knew you had worked on God AI with Hamilton. And I was curious as to whether you wanted to help me bring this and add your own special gift in that space to what I had developed. And I wanted to bring something into the world and give it away. You weren't in. You said first you wanted to make your $1 million, and then you were going to start, getting. I'm sorry, my friend, it does not work that way. It's not get mine first and then I'll help everybody else. It does not work that way. Because when you're looking for everyone else to help you support in your mission, like I was, they're looking to do theirs. It doesn't work that way, my friend. Charity and philanthropy are two different things, and this world needs philanthropy. Philanthropy comes from the heart, and you always have more than what you think to offer. You always have more than what you think to offer. And Isaac, the world does not need your money. It needs your heart and your love. That's what it needs first. And if you give it that, you'll get it. Our friend who was, I forget, a dear friend who comes in, and she has this outrageous power and capacity to connect. She comes into, one night she came into ceremony with us and she did not drink the medicine while we all did. And she was having the same visions and seeing the same things. Super potent. But what is driving her? Generational wealth. I'm sorry. I am sorry. You will not get it that way. You will not get it. Generational wealth is the seed of generational wealth, and your desire to have it is fear. And it's not about you and your lineage. It's all of the lineages. And if your heart is looking for you, if in your heart you think it's all about you first, you will continue to struggle until you see through that illusion and your own delusion. I'm giving it to you straight and gently. I hope you can hear the bearing and the authority here in the gentle tone. That fire is still here. That fire is still here. Yeah, I know what I know. I know what I see. I know what I experience. I know what has worked and what has not worked. The gift, one of the many gifts of this beautiful friendship that Mercy and I are blessed to experience together is her full openness and sharing with me her experience. In her experience of relating with men in her life. And I see and I watch it in real time. The men that she's engaged with in order to healing and so forth, and I watch them fall in love with her. I watch them fall in love with her, and I watch them woo her and court her. She watches you do the same thing. She knows. She's very highly attuned. People are going to fall in love with a healer, and especially one like that, who is every bit divine, embodies the Holy Spirit, embodies the full feminine archetype, including mother, and we all are desperately in need of the real thing, the mothering. I don't care how old you are. You need it, and man, when you feel it. Ooh. John Churchill, when you said, boy, when you get in touch with that, wait till you see what you have in store for you. Oh, brother. Beautiful and ouchy, but beautiful, John. Please come and enjoy the real thing. I love you. I love you. All is forgiven. Hate is what one experiences when they have suffered something so greatly that they cannot find it in their human heart, no matter how pure it is. They cannot find forgiveness. They can't do it just here. They can't do it alone. And that's when they have to ask for God. And he doesn't do it for us. He won't do it for you. But he will grant it to that person, because what was killing me was I so desperately wanted to forgive Sharon and all of you. But it hurt so incredibly bad. And then there was no illusion for me to see through, other than to go way, way, way high on a divine plane and see the larger plan. That this, from a perspective up there, was done for my benefit. It feeds who I am, and has served to encourage and allow and insist that something emerge from me that is holy, sacred, ultimately sanctified. And that is beginning to reveal itself to me in a way that that takes my breath away, both in the feeling of it and just the intellectual acknowledgement of what I am becoming. I never saw myself as that. I did not think that was within me. And that's because I looked around me at those who profess to be that. And they're wearing tall hats, tall fancy hats, white hats. Boy, that Pope hat looks like a lot like the guys that pull the thing over their face and carry crosses too. I'm just saying, it looks a lot similar. The hat and the behavior looks a lot similar. We see the firing, we see the cross burning just the same, even though you haven't lit that match yet. I'm real. Leo, I see you carrying that cross. And I see the hat, and when are you going to drop the mask so we all know who you really are? The first American Pope, it's come to that. That's the Ouroboros swallowing the tail. Now we are complete. The cycle is complete, and it's time to witness a more beautiful world. I see men who are trying to win Mercy's heart, and you're going about it completely the opposite way. You're grabbing it, saying, I want that, I want that, I need that, I need that. And all you see is what you need. You're not tuning into what she needs. She's tuning into what you need, and she's having to deal with the other shit too. Wants that. Here's what he needs. I want this. Here's what he needs. I know you want that, darling. Here's what you need. Life will not give you what you want. It will not give you what you want. It will give you what you need in every single moment. Even if what you need is for Jake to be fired up and tear you a new asshole. And I'm really hoping that particular tool that allows me to do that, I would like to keep that arrow in the quiver, please. I would like to keep that arrow in the quiver. Even as it's... Let's keep it in the quiver. You invite that. That's not me. It is you that draw it out of me. You can draw out the gentleness, or you can draw the fire. I am open. My heart is open to God in spirit. And I sit here in full allowance, meaning allow them to channel it through me and express it to you. That is who I am. That is who I am. I am as holy as any man with a collar or a funny hat. I love this hat. This is Jake's sorting hat. It's my sorting hat. It helps me to sort through all the bullshit, so I can see more clearly. And the hat is always on. I keep it on because my hair's a little funky. And it also holds Mr. Microphone. Hey, it's Mr. Microphone. Hey, good looking. Be back to pick you up later. I'm that guy driving around in the Mustang convertible, and he's got the Mr. Microphone. It kind of tunes into the radio. Hey, Mr. Microphone. Love that shit. As seen on TV. Ronco, I think that was a Ronco product. Remember Ronco was, I think that was a Leo Papil, the ultimate salesman. Sold the pocket fisherman. Someone once said to Leo, they'd been out there with a pocket fisherman out there. I always thought it'd be cool to keep a pocket fisherman in my golf bag. Those, oh man, the ponds, because I was always by the edge of the pond looking for my golf ball, and I was like, I bet there's some big fish in here. And I probably would have been better off to say, hey guys, I see there's 4 more holes. You'll be teeing off right there. I'll catch up with you over there. I'm gonna cast a little bit. But the pocket fisherman, it had some struggles when it came to its role as a fishing pole. And someone said to Leo Papil once, the pocket fisherman could use some improvements. It's kind of a little balky and it's hard to reel. And Leo said, it's not for fishing, it's for selling. And Leo knew how to wind the crowd up into a fervor and get them. Yes, give me one of those. Give me one of those. Leo knew what moved us. Yeah. Yes, I just picked a booger out of my nose because it was uncomfortable. And there's only one way to get those, is you got to pick them out. I don't fucking care who sees it. I have and Rita gets flowing. I get a lot of fluids are flowing. Things get, and you got to get rid of it, right? So I'm sorry, no, Jake's not going to go and hide himself in the bathroom to when it's here, then we're going to take care of it. And so this was funny once, right? The things that we say are it depends on where you grow up and what we say is like, this is the right way, this is the wrong way. And I think picking your nose in public is we have generally agreed that is bad behavior. And then heaven forbid you pick it and eat it, right? Look at animals doing that shit all the time, picking stuff up. It's not because they're weird, and it's because that completes the loop. There's information in there. No, I don't eat my boogers in general. But you will see me on occasion, right? It's just, I'm not weird, I'm not, but that is normal animal behavior. Something's come up. What's the message? Fully informed. But anyway, there are things that are objectively that we like to think are objectively inappropriate because we've simply, as a species, have conditioned ourselves into we don't do that. I don't know. I wonder where that came. I wonder where that suddenly became. No, we don't do that, right? Because we didn't always. The gorillas, the other gorillas aren't going, right? But suddenly now we're like, no, that's conditioning. That is purely conditioning, and we get conditioned in our families for different things. There were certain table behaviors in my family that were reinforced. One of them was, you do not talk with your mouth full. Do not talk. Sharon always talked with her mouth full. Yeah, talked with her mouth open. I've rather chewed with her mouth open. I was like, I'm dealing with, but I'm saying she's Sharoning. And instead of saying, you got to stop that, I get curious and say, why do I feel when she does that? She's Sharoning. There's nothing wrong with her. She's perfect and she's doing that. Yet I'm going. So I saw that was in me. That was in me. I got curious about that and I learned a lot about human behavior and animal behavior with allowance. I saw that as normal. I see everything outside of me as human or Homo sapiens. That is normal behavior, and so I get curious because that's not like that's not how I was taught. Yet look at her go. Huh, huh. If you look at the world outside of you as perfect, exactly as it is, you let go of your judgment and you get super curious. Judgment is when you see that and you say that's either good or bad. That is judgment. If you see, like, I'm not judging, I think you're a wonderful person. That was my dad. He would tell me that's a good guy. Oh, that guy, yeah, he's a good guy. That's great. But that means he knows the difference between a good guy and a bad guy. That's what he thinks. And he sits there on his couch all day wondering, is he a good guy? Wow. If you're sitting there wondering if you're a good guy, you got some shit you gotta look at. I never had any doubt I'm a good guy, and that's why you see this fire. Because I'm saying, my God, how dare you think I'm anything other than a perfected being, just like you? How dare you judge this as being bad, objectively bad? It hurts. That really hurts. And you're doing it to everyone, and they're doing it to you. Hamilton, they're doing the same thing to you. Even though they're saying, oh, he's good. Yeah, they're going to judge you, and then they're going to say he's bad, right? You're not good or bad, Hamilton, but you're confused. You're confused. And I have great compassion for that. But, loving rage and furious compassion. That is what Christ held and holds in his heart. That is the arrow that quivers in his quiver. Remember, that arrow is always there, loving rage and furious compassion. And it is from that the profound gentleness, the lamb, emerges. The lion is always there. As I awake in the morning and I find myself laying in bed. And this morning I was awoken by my phone ringing. I knew exactly who it was. I had told her last night I'm going to lay myself down to rest. And I look forward to hearing your voice next. Whenever Spirit says it's a time to share, I'm just call. And she had sent me a text around 4:30 saying, I'm up and I'm doing my prayers. Are you awake? And I hadn't seen it. But she called at 6:30. Spirit said it's time to call. He's gotten enough rest. And it was beautiful. She called, I'm doing my prayers. She said, feel free just to listen and even fall back to sleep. I said, oh God, thank you. Thank you. I have wanted to wake up to that my entire life, in every possible way. The key to that majestic woman's heart, it's the same key to mine and anybody else's and yours too. What will make it open and flower for you, so that you can be graced with its beauty as she offers it. A hand to reach out to in a desperate hour. But no, you want everything. You want her body, you want her breasts, you want her vagina, you want her armpits and her neck and her throat and her ears and her feet. You want it. You want it. I have to have that. No. She has something deeper and more profound to share with you. That's what you've been looking for. That's what we're all looking for. Yeah, I went through this world looking for a woman into which I could put my penis. That would make it all good. That orgasm, that release. It's profound, it's beautiful. That's what I was looking for, right? Just, man, that's the completeness. Your glorious orgasm is shit. It is shit. It's second best, and it's not even close to what you deserve. It's not even close to what she is offering you. But you want to own her. You want to own me. And when I'm not exactly what you need in every moment, when she's not exactly what you need in every moment, you turn on me and her. You blame us because we can't keep up with you, because you want more and more and more and more. More and more and more and more. And more and more and more and more. And more and more and more and more. And more and more and more until there is nothing left except for that seed. And that's when you're going to see the full Kali from her or from me. That firing, fire-spitting, dance on your fucking bones, wielding skulls. When you go after that seed, that's what you're going to get. Because you cannot have that. You have your own. You have your own seed to nurture and nourish. That is what sits within the ark of the covenant. That ark is you. It is your most glorious heart. Our brothers and sisters descending from my brother David's line, which is also my line because I am all lines. I feel his heart. I made the same slingshot when I was a kid. You know, I wanted one of these. No, they said, my brothers or my father said, here's how you do it. Here's how David did it. They showed me a couple pieces of rawhide and a piece of leather. Slingshot. All the way to the moon and off to Mars. You saw it, right? You saw it. No, it's this, the Messiah. That was not it. This is art. Well, you miss, you're still looking out there for it. Brothers and sisters, it is always, Phyllis, it's been in your heart. John Strimling, that the authentic Judaism, as you read the prayers, it's in your heart. Andrea Strimling, it's in your heart. Sharon, it is in your heart. All of you at Brookhaven, it's in your heart. Stop with the arrogance that you have more authors than my father's independent living facility had books. Yes, that is your arrogance. As you, shh, shh, but this is what we say here, shh. It's disgusting. There's no place for it. Can you feel the gentleness is still here, but I'm going to be direct. And I'm going to give it to you softly and kindly, my dearest Mercy has told me. It has shown me the power of gentle. And she's saying, this way, my dear. Let's try it this way. You have that too. So if this is more to your liking, think, Mercy. Support her. Please do not allow her to go back into dangerous situation at a hospital, working night shifts, mopping floors, driving a little hallway Zamboni around, right? That's what's happening. Because everyone wants to take and own what she is offering freely. No, it's for all of us. Rudy, it's for all of us. You can't own the Holy Spirit. It's here for all of us. Let's just, I haven't completed my contemplations on this, but I feel deeply of what I see and what I know to be my dear friend Mercy. And what I see as I experience it, my direct experience, and as it fits into my cosmology. My cosmology is my map for everything that's going on, everything that happened from the very beginning to where we are now, to where we are going. And it's a model, and there are energetic components, and there are archetypes and so forth that will emerge. And I look around me and I see the world shaping around me in a way that is completely consistent and coherent with that cosmology. That's mine. Do not force it on you. I invite you to consider and see what the world looks like through your lens. I invite you to keep your heart open to the fact that it might look the same through your lens once you clear the distortions as it looks through my lens. And you can describe that with your own language and tell me about your favorite entities and deities and all that, and that's all good. Love that, because I do that. I love those too. I can speak that language. I'm fluent. I am in when it comes to communicating the dimensions of God and spirit. I speak all languages fluently. Yeah. Describe it in any language that you want. I allow that. Experience it as you experience it. I allow that. So long as you allow everyone else to experience it the way they experience it. That is what we will be seeing. That is what we will be a part of at some point in the future, not too far off. And that behavior amongst and between Homo sapiens will allow the emergence of a species that we call human being. We've heard about those. We thought that we are it, but we are not yet. Some are. I am human because I feel the chains. If you do not feel the chains, you are not yet human. A human feels the chains. Whether they are manifest in form in this present moment, whether you have felt them manifest in form, shackled in this lifetime or not, if you cannot feel the chains that bind you, you are not yet human. It's an agonizing process. That is the chrysalis. You are all caterpillars, dissolving from the inside out. Those wings do not emerge. A maestro does not give you the wings. It is the dove that offers you her wings. That's the Holy Spirit. I believe that this is the first time that we have been graced with the physical manifestation of pure Holy Spirit on this planet. I've done my studies. I've read the books. There's been some profound beings on this planet. I've looked far and wide. Mother Teresa, that was pretty cool shit. She had a big aspect of it. She showed us a good example of it, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Not even Mother Julian of Norwich with her, 16 Revelations of the Passion of Christ. Look her up, Mother Julian of Norwich. Richard Rudd does a beautiful meditation, Mother Julian of Norwich. What a story. Wow. She inspired me greatly. I wanted to experience what she experienced. She sat cloistered for years and years and years. Cloistered meaning she was lived in a cell, connected to the back of the church. Mother Julian's was the name of the Julians of Norwich was the church. We don't even know her name. She's named for the church, Mother Julian of Norwich. And she simply prayed fervently, nonstop. They'd give her food and so right. She's mystical. There was an energy that just out of that cell there at the back. And one day the pressure built enough, and wow, she nearly died. She fell into this horrific fever. And it put her so near death that her mother called the priest. And this was prior to her being cloistered. Her mother called the priest, administer final rites, sit with her. So she had a witness, a priest witness, and her mother witnessed all of this. And they're like, that was the real deal. She was deep in a fever, right? Like we heard, she was seeing the bats, right? She was in a fever. She was in a deep medicine state. She was seeing it all, and she read her account. She is credited with being the first published female author. I forget the year. This is like, I don't know, 1500, right? 500 AD or something like that, right? This is way back there. And so she wrote this detailed account of the Passion of Christ, his torture, his the blood dripping from the crown of thorns, carrying the cross, being brutalized, being nailed to the cross and hung there. I was so inspired by her account, I felt my brother hanging on the cross. I have felt those spikes going through my feet and my hands. I feel it right now. I wanted to be there with her when I had that shattering in Sharon's arms in September of 22 on retreat. She showed me a lot of what she saw. I said, wow. I mean, I was there. She's right. The blood that's dripping down and it's just like disappearing, and how beautiful Christ is on the cross. And still in pain. My God, why have you forsaken me? In this of all hours, who stands beside me amongst all of my friends and brothers and sisters? I told them it would come to this. I warned them. Do not. And still, I don't know him. I wasn't there. I told you I don't know him. 3 times he was denied before the rooster crowed. His mother, his brother, his lover, and the one that loved him the most, the one that he loved the most. His dog, John. Gospel according to John. I gave a lot of thought to if I told my story and I wanted to tell my story, like from what perspective? It's hard to tell this story from the perspective of I. because I kind of get skewy. Who's the witness? To whose eyes? What would resonate? Who's really paying attention? With full allowance and without judgment. Who in your life or what in your life is always there for you no matter what is going on? No matter what happened between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. when you return home. Who or what greets you with full allowance, and it does not matter. Doesn't matter that you just said you're a fucking asshole, and he comes in your perfection. It's your dog. It's your dog. Your dog sees you. And your dog is always there. It's your best friend. God gave us that. Man's best friend. He named it after himself. He just turned it around. Because it's him with us. Try that. Treat your dog like he treats you or she. God. You are God in that animal's eyes. And he's not wrong, and she's not wrong. He and she, they're trying to show it to you. They are your perfect reflection. They are as giving and allowing as you are. You have that same capacity to love with wild abandon like Franklin does. No, you do not want to chill that out. You want to help him to contain that exuberance. And my beautiful 7-year-old golden retriever is not wrong. It is not offensive. It is an excited child. And you want us to train it out of him like it was trained out of me. Right? All comes full circle, doesn't it? Right? In my life, here I have a huge issue with my dogs and my neighbors. And I cannot tell you the level of stress, anxiety, pain, and suffering that I experience every time I walk through my front door and go outside. Stress. I have 2 dogs. I've got to get them 30 feet to my car. Because I just do not want to deal with one more neighbor who's giving me a hard time because my puppy, as we're going into the car, has wandered over to their yard. Or maybe has run a few and is running through a yard and she's excited. I have a child that's excited running through your yard. That's what's going on. I walk in the woods. That used to be that was my sanctuary. We'd get out there in the woods, at least here in the forest, with the birds and the squirrels and the chipmunks and the deer and the coyote running freely. Perhaps here the 3 of us can run freely. And most of the time we can. But generally these days, every second or third trip out, I receive some form of shadow from someone else. As subtle, either subtle or like right in my face. Gross. Someone with a snarling dog on a chain, as my dog goes over very affably to say hello, and the dog is saying I need to do something about my dog. Perfectly friendly dog coming over to say hello to yours, and yours is snarling, and you're pulling it back, and you're saying, I better do something about my dog. And would say, well, you're breaking a rule, your dog is on a leash. I'm like, you're breaking a rule, your dog is out of fucking control. Which rule breakage is posing a greater threat here? The thing is, if you let your dog off a leash, it would not be a huge fight, most likely. No, they would figure it out. but they are chained to something that is violent. And that snarling dog is telling me, watch out for this guy because he is every bit as dangerous as I am showing you. That's what my dogs do for me. They reveal danger. People who are dangerous to a being like this, so that I don't go running away. We come across a lovely couple. I might have mentioned this lovely couple seemed in walking in the woods. My dogs run over to say hello. They're a little ways away. Dogs create no problem. This couple showed no fear, discontent, or anything. They greeted the dogs. It was a beautiful interaction. I just witnessed it, and their dogs are going to come with me and say, and what do I hear? Even though they're service dogs, they still are supposed to be on a leash. We're at Destruction Brook there. What is it, 1,000 acres of open forest, miles and miles of trails. Why are they supposed to be on a leash? I don't care what the sign says. Lots of people there, right? Where are my dogs? Where are dogs allowed to run? And you expect them, and they're losing their shit. You give them no place to be dogs. And you gaslight us and them saying that they're a danger to the conservation land. You simply don't want them there. Stop telling yourself lies. They are no danger to the environment. No, they're not the ones pouring chemicals onto the environment. Yes, you're protecting the environment from that, sure. You don't need to protect the environment from the animals, no matter how domesticated they are. A dog shitting in the forest, yeah, move it off the trail. It's kind of like I don't like dog poop on my shoes either, right? It's not harming anything, and it doesn't pose a danger to the children. Stop lying to them, please. No wonder they don't believe you. Children, yeah, let's play some music. Spirit is good, and spirit is brilliant, and spirit is wise beyond imagine, and will always pick just the right song. Getting just a little bit crazy. Let's have some fun. And the sacred symbols for divination and meditation oracle deck. The Eye of Horus. Let's see here. Let's see, where are we headed? What do we need? What do we need? What do we need now? What do we need for what's next? Spiritual cleansing is what is needed for what's next. Purification. Watch the Mercy Me's. Watch the most recent. There's one that's like 4 hours and then another hour and a half. I know that's a long time. Skip through it. Find it. Not just the. Take that and you're going to see the real thing. You're going to see spiritual cleansing. You're going to see what I've been trying to get at. Not what I've been trying to get you to understand, but what I've been trying to get at inside of me. What is tormenting me. I tried it your way. Whoever you are, whoever ever taught me, who said do it this way, I did it that way, and that was great, but I saw other ways to contribute and go beyond that. I was told only use these medicines in these ways, and if you do not, you are in danger. Others told me that. And when they suspected I was not using them in those ways, they said that's dangerous. Despite the fact that Hamilton was doing things that they told him was dangerous when he was in his training. That's how he branched out and did things and established his line. He said he spent 2 years deep in the medicine space to an extent that nobody could understand him. And so what did he do? He got a special dog. Does this sound familiar, Hamilton? Cherie, is anybody out there? Are only you the special one, Hamilton? Could that happen to me too? Can I do something that you consider dangerous without you telling everyone he's wrong and he's bad? Did Don Julio do that to you? He said, no, you might die. But did he say everyone stopped him, he might die? No, he did not, Hamilton. You were given full allowance from your teacher. That was part of the lesson. There is the teacher, he's your teacher and your teaching. That was the lesson. That is what he showed you. He showed you full allowance to be you. You got the exact opposite than our friend John Churchill got from his teacher, Dan Brown. John saw something. John is as special as the rest of us, and he saw something beyond his teacher, and his teacher said, no, that's wrong. No allowance. No, you have to do it this way so you can continue my legacy after I die, because I'm Dan Brown, and heaven forbid my work, not God's work, heaven forbid my work. Dr. Daniel Brown. Yes, thumbs up. I love you, Dan, up in heaven, but you are fucked up. And come on, man. You were twisted. You were twisted. All could see it. Well, all with eyes to see. John, Dan didn't give you allowance, and you cried to all of us. You wept in front of us, and we held you. Who's ready to hold me? Who's ready to hold me, John, because you did to me what Dan did to you? Hamilton, you did for me what Don Julio did not do to you. There's the two examples. And as a result, I need to do quite a bit of spiritual cleansing, because I entered these spaces with my heart wide open, and I absorbed all of it, including your shadows and distortion. That is what's being removed, including my father's darkness and my sister's both of them, and my brothers, and my mothers, and John Churchill's, and Nicole Churchill's, and Shay Adelson O'Neill. What the fuck are you calling yourself now? I don't know. Michael McSwain, Bobby and John, Hamilton and Cherie, and Jasmine and Romeo. My heart was wide open. I absorbed all of you. I loved you, and now I'm giving it back. You can have it. It is yours. My dear Mercy is removing the hooks that have tormented me, that have been embedded, and will use those only for fishing and for loving coherence. We'll get those hooks, we'll put them where they belong, illegal papilles, pocket fishermen, which in fact is not for fishing, it's just for selling. Jesus was a fisherman. His followers were fishermen. Remember what he told Simon? And a fish for different fish. And everyone is invited to that hook, not just ones that eat a certain way. There's nothing wrong with eating flesh. That's not a distortion. That's part of the story. It's part of the legend. Let it go. Go beyond it. Go beyond it. I did not enter into my psychedelic practice and the way I negotiated and navigated that without careful consideration at every single stop. I don't care what it looked like from the outside looking in. I broke all the rules. They said you cannot use this with that. It will create a big issue. You might die. Okay, it's my life to play with. And using them according to instruction was not getting me to where I need to be. And I wasn't like trying this egoistic thing. I was trying to find the source of my suffering and to get the fuck rid of it. And I wasn't able to get at it following the approaches that you were training me in. It wasn't working. I wasn't there to become you, Hamilton. I told you that. I told you that directly. I wrote it to you. And maybe that's what caused you such offense. Maybe that caused you to feel such offense. Because I said I will ceremony for you, but I am not interested in the title you hold. So what? Maestro. Sounds like I met it. I had a country club membership for a while. It was pretty cool. And someone one of the members introduced himself to me once, and he said, "You call me Maestro." I said, "Okay." So you're like, this? What? I mean, I've never told anyone they call me JB. You call me Johnny B. I'm John. You. The thing is, if someone starts calling you a nickname, they think there's something there. They know who you are. What? Call me what you want, but be careful of whether you're trying, whether you think that means you know me. Yeah, so I was told that this great spiritual entity, this what I call it. I call these entities. I call them signatures. That's how it's like that's so much of the signature. I feel the buzz. It's like that's so. These are just signatures, and the signature is like that's the door, and then they expand. But there's a tiny piece of code, and I can name it. In at most one note, less than one note. I can feel it. That's the signature. Raindrops keep falling on my head. My way. Right? I mean, Papatua. Here's Papatua. Papatua's here. Papatua is in the indigenous lineage that I was trained in. Papatua is the great spirit of all the trees, all the medicinal trees. Big signature. A lot of energy in dealing with Papatua. like big energy. And so I called on Papa Dua because I wanted to ask about these interactions of different substances. Because I was being told you can't have this with this, and you can only, if you drink this night, you have to wait a certain number of days, weeks, months, whatever, before you can introduce that to your system, or else you might die. Or something might happen, and you just, that's right, Hamilton, that's what you're telling us. It's all in your course materials. It's all in the course materials, yet the retreats he's offering and the, shall we call it, protocols that he is stepping us through on these retreats violate his own warnings. Serving San Pedro the morning after ayahuasca, he says you can't do that. I know you can do that. But let's, if you're going to have a dogmatic community, then let's stay consistent with your own dogma, at least, right? If you're going to be all about the dogma, then, stick with your dogma. But that's not the way it works, because I see it in corporate America, we see it in the Catholic Church, we see it everywhere. There is hierarchy. They set rules for below them. We look up to see how to operate within those rules. We mimic you, and then you judge us, blame us, and say that's wrong because you're not following your own rules. No, those aren't for you. Those are for us, right? So Papa Tua told me all of the medicine spirits, all of these substances, all of the components dance together. They all dance well together, meaning it's okay. That's what it told me. You do what you do, right? Because it is possible, what he told me, is that you might not like the rhythm. You might not like the rhythm. Just because there's a bunch of people dancing cha-cha, you get out there, you might feel, right? You might not be ready for that level of interaction. You might not know what's going on there. And that could be really scary, and that could scramble you up pretty good. And you're going to take a while to integrate that. That's all that is. And while you are integrating that experience, others might say, that looks a little wild. I asked him about cannabis because that was the spirit, the plant that was really had always resonated with me. And Papa Tua said, "In you," he's talking about me, not talking about you, Hamilton, or anybody else, because I am my own lineage, I am my own being. What happens in here, when I eat chocolate, I have a different experience than you have of eating chocolate. Some people don't like it, I love it, right? When I smoke cannabis, I don't have the experience you have when you smoke cannabis. I have my experience, mine is different. It does different things in my body than it does in yours. I drink a McDonald's milkshake and it's delicious. My father drank it and gave him the shits for an hour. He's different than I am, right? And so I was told that in me, that spirit dances well with all the medicines, and so it became a great tool and ally to help me to, because some of these other medicines were really putting me through it. And the mushrooms, oh my God. Oh, the mushroom journeys. Oof. Tough. But then I learned to introduce cannabis to that. A little cannabis. First happened, what I noticed was I'd suffer through a 3.5-hour mushroom journey. And I was struggling to find the beauty in it, find the lesson in it. And it was just dark. And I needed some relief on this. In the end of the journey, it's supposed to be like something that leaves me feeling like, yeah, that was okay, we're moving along here. But instead, it was just taking me back to a deep and dark place. Let me check this. Yeah, I still want to make sure I hit Mr. Microphone here. And I knew that when I'm in one of those places, it's not avoiding what the cannabis does when I'm in a place where it's too much. That's the PTSD response. When that is like life is just too much and you cannot get space to breathe, and the darkness, the shades are coming down. A little bit of cannabis and suddenly, I'm not dissociating. It is all still there. But now I have some lubrication in there and I can start to move and things can start to shift from the fixed darkness that they were, and as they reveal themselves. The cannabis helps to get in there and now I can see, oh, look at all of the elements of that story that was locked into that scary story. How about I retell this? What if this gets rearranged? Because that also, I could also look at, when I look at it from here, do I have something here? You know, take a cube and orient it one way, and it looks like a square. Tilt it, and now it looks like some kind of, you take that cube, and it can look like a heptagon, six-sided, right? It could look like that. That might be more beautiful. The square was restricted, but now this has more. I think I'm going to look at it from here. Maybe that's how I'm supposed to witness this. Because it's that, but it's also this. And this is more beautiful. Can I allow for that which was so ugly? And have this too? Oh, I can. I can allow for that, and I can still... both and. It's not either or. It's that and it's this. Oh. Both. So it's both and. What's this and? Both and. Oh, and there's a third thing. It's both of those, and there's even more than that. Oh. And with that allowance, I am graced to see the and. And it's not just one more thing. It's not just a transcendent third. It's a transcendent all. All. It's both of those and every other perspective on that cube. Even Hamilton's, even John's, even yours. Especially Hamilton's, especially John's, John Churchill's, especially John's, especially Jake's, especially Mercy's, especially Carly Rae's, especially Christina Medicina's, especially Liz Bennett, especially Kate Bennett, especially Arthur and Jean Bennett. Both and. Mine, yours, Hamilton, both of those. And everyone else's. It's through allowance that you'll be graced to understand more. And that understanding will give you first a sense of hope. And eventually it's going to fill you with an outrageous sense of peace and love and God and Spirit. If you make room. If you make room in your heart, you will find that you are already filled with it. It's the realization that you are who you are, as great and beautiful and glorified as you actually are. You simply can't believe it. You think you're less, and so you see me and you say you can't be more. You don't get to say. Spiritual cleansing. Hamilton, you told me before I went into the jungle and spent, we were at I think it was the double retreat, and then we spent, it was 15 days, and then I spent another 30 days with you at your center. And I remember asking you, and I was very careful, you gave me very little along the way, very little encouragement. It was almost like, and what I read into that was, this ego needs no encouragement. I told a more beautiful story. You weren't seeing me. You weren't being, yeah, yeah. I made you into that. I made you into a transcendent teacher. Congratulations. That's how I saw you. Didn't realize I was only seeing myself. All of you, John, I called you. Read the thing that I wrote. I called you a Christ. I called you, and I still do. I still do, brother. But it's time to take yourself off the cross. Okay, we see you. Yes, we see you suffering. Come down now. Come down now. Both off the cross and the pedestal. I'm sorry, we put you there. We put you there. We did that because you needed to be seen. No, they didn't see you. I'm so sorry. I know how that feels. You felt special, and you are. You were. That was your curse, to know you were special. And we see you. You are special, John. As special as everybody else. You are just as special as everybody else. More special is less special. More special is less special. Remember, it's duality. Special. I offered you friendship. It was clear. I don't know why you were offended by that. I offered to resign my title, and it was clear. I said, I'm not going anywhere, saying I do not want your hierarchical titles. Everyone thought I wanted to be CEO. I did not want the title. I thought that I carried an intention that would be of service to the whole, and that perhaps something could organize around that intention. Not me, just that which flowed through me. It was never, ever, ever about me. The only times I made it about me was to take the fire off of them. That's what a leader does. That's what you saw me do when I handled the situation with Joel Kreisberg, who had seen your distortion and had seen the shenanigans going on behind the scenes at Karuna Mandala. He knew that when one misses taxes for 3 years in a row, there's something going on. And it's innocent when you say, oh shit, well, JB's got 35 years of corporate experience, maybe he can help. And he's even offering. I wasn't there to tell everyone. I was there. It was very clear that was not in service of the Sangha. It was not in service of the Sangha until they start asking questions, and then we have to answer their questions honestly. You have to face the discomfort that you have encouraged their charitable donations and told them that they can write these off on their taxes. But they couldn't, because we had lost our tax-exempt status, because you and Nicole had failed to properly steward the organization. And you came to the realization that you did not have the tools to do that. And so you brought others onto the board who had more tools, but then you would not allow us to use that which was in our toolbox. Not the chisel. No, heavens, JP, not the chisel. No, guys. That's just so I can make this beautiful statuette that we can imagine holding the intention. John, I'm not going to chisel at you. But if you start hiding things within something, I'm going to start chiseling away to see what's inside. If it's worth hiding, it's worth finding. That's what I found. If it's worth hiding, it's worth finding. Folks, that's what's going on. That's what was going on. Instead of allowing me and showing me what was happening so that I could find a solution at every corner, at every turn the suggestion made by your revered teacher was some form of hiding the truth and doing something and making believe things were that weren't, making believe that somebody was in a position she was not, and now trying to sign a letter saying and dating it such that it creates the appearance that she was and that she could sign off on your salaries. You and Nicole set your own salaries as board members and parts of that organization. You were the employees of and the bosses of, and simply put, the organizational the papers which established the organization as presented to the government and how we would operate this, because the 501c3 is part of the public trust, establishes certain things so that the public can trust us. And you have to operate your organization within that structure, or you are violating the public trust which has been granted to you by the government. And that's a serious thing. And the responsibility of that ultimately hangs on the one that's at the top of the organization, and you put me there. That was me. Maybe it's because I said I don't want that title. Maybe that scared you, because I was saying, no, I'm not taking that. If you're not going to allow me to have the information I need in order to do this, then I am not going to take on that responsibility for you, John, or Nicole. No. That's why I thought I had to inform the other two board members, and I put it in writing. You are putting yourself in a dangerous position, legally speaking. I want you to know that. I've been telling you, I've been speaking with lawyers. You know that we were having trouble. We couldn't get insurance to protect the boards and directors. I was telling you what you knew, and I was reminding you. Michael, I was reminding you that you're in this particularly perilous position because you were the treasurer, and this was a financial issue, and as simple as us getting to view directly the full and complete financial statements, cash flow, balance sheet, income statement. I know what those things are. I know how to read them and interpret them. And when something is amiss, I see it, but you didn't want to give me a look. And I thought certainly the treasurer would make sure that I got a look. So I asked my treasurer, Michael McSwain, Michael, would you please make sure I get a look at these? No, hopped on board, said, yeah, we have to get him out of here. And you created a charade. You told everyone, and I was included in that communication, to set me at ease that you were going to go outside the organization for a chairperson who would help you, so you're saying, JB, we're going to take care of this, don't you worry. You go get yourself well. We're going to take care of these things. Yeah. Okay, you're going to go outside the organization. So it's not going to be somebody that is starstruck at your teacher. This is what happens in spiritual organizations. Even the Sangha care remained starstruck by their teacher as he heaped abuse upon not just the chairman, but a fellow student. A beloved student, I dare say. A beloved and respected fellow student who had done nothing but give his heart to the community and the teachers. And felt honored by his teacher to fulfill such a sacred role as chairperson on a board in a group that was stewarding such a beautiful organization with such a beautiful community forming. No, they didn't go outside the organization to find somebody. They elevated Michael McSwain, the treasurer. Michael, look at your hand. Look at your hand right now, please. What are you holding? Do you see it? It's the bag. They left you holding the bag. It's time to get that lawyer. I'm not doing anything that's going to be found out. It's time to get that lawyer, brother. You even pointed me to others who were directing boards that you are on, spiritual boards, and talk to them, right? Yeah, they're telling me to watch out for these same things, and it's right there. You're too worried about your mommy issues, and poor Michael, why won't you love me like I want to be loved? Because you won't love me like you want to be loved. You want to be loved in a certain way, love others in that same way. If that's how you're loving others, the way you loved me, you're getting exactly what you're giving. Yeah, that's why you're not getting what you want. Because you don't know what love is. You cannot look at what you did to me. I never hurt you, Michael. I never hurt you. I never did one thing to you but give you love, show you appreciation, invited you to have a bigger role as in the wonderful astrology, but weak, 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 weak. Yeah. started telling the story. I needed some feedback from my teacher, who was Hamilton Souther, and I could tell that he was I wasn't getting the feedback that I needed, and so I needed some. So I asked him. I asked gently, and I said, I'm just curious. I'm not looking for you to lift me up and build me up, but I'm curious what you see from there. What's going on here? Because I was suffering and I was just every ceremony. What is happening? What are you seeing with your wealth of experience? I asked you this many times, given your journey, right? When I talked about, okay, we'll hit that one later. This is John Churchill. When did you join me in the jungle? When I invited you to come and experience this, you came for 2 weeks. Brother Rowley, I sponsored you. I paid for you. Where are you? I've reached out to you. What's Father Thomas have to say? I'm with Father Thomas now, brother. He's asking you to come join us here. Stop transcribing Ken's books. It's not going to help you find Rowley. You'll know Ken better. Can't get enough of Ken. He's Ken worthy. Ken Wilber's Ken worthy. Doesn't see it all, but he's He saw me. He saw me when we sat there with Richard Rudd. As I detailed my own awakening experience and the old mystical, they did not think that I was weird. John, you would have seen that if you were there, if you had had the courage to come and to the Ken show. You'd had the courage. What do you think? But no, every Thursday night was the John show. You only wanted to see the John show. You didn't want to see the Ken show. Well, this John's show. You don't want to see anyone's movie but your own. That's what we mean by the real. It's not R-E-A-L, R-E-A-L. The second real is R-E-E-L. It's the real turning in your head. And I'm pointing you to the real. The real that's turning within, about, and all around us. In, through, and all around. Most especially Hamilton, within. So when I asked Hamilton what's going on here, he says, well, you are in a deep process of purification. I said, that much I've picked up on. He said, yeah, okay. He said, and you are both creating it and resisting it. Ooh. Thank you, brother. Thank you, God and Spirit, for allowing that to flow through so clearly in that moment of clarity that being had, despite his wholesale distortion. It is all truth, brothers and sisters. Even what's coming through Kamala and Donald's mouth, truth, subjective from that dimension, from that perspective, is nothing but truth. Where does this all come from? Again, find the magic. It comes from you. Oh, it comes from me. Great. Where do you come from? Well, I come from mommy and daddy. Great. Where do mommy and daddy come from? Well, they come from their mommy. Yeah. Let's keep going. Where does this Homo sapiens come from? It emerges from the earth. Oh, like the crocus. Oh. Yeah. And what is all of it imbued with? As we say, right? This great wisdom, right? Oh, it's all one thing. Therefore, that which comes out of my mouth is coming to you direct from God and Spirit all the time, and Mercy's mouth, and your mouth. Because I am not more special, because more special is less special. Sharon, I was not saying I was special and you are not. I am special just as you are special, not more or less. When you say I am less special, you make me more special. More and less arrive together. So for that, I should feel grateful. You did. I was less special in your eyes, and so you annihilated me. absolutely annihilated me. And now what has emerged is far more special than I ever expected. Not more special than you still. You did that for all of us. If you like propelled my specialness, you propelled all the specialness. You redefined special. Woo! Woo! And that's ultimately at the highest order. That's a more beautiful story I tell. This is what I wanted for us. I wanted more. Yeah, so you knew I was on, that this is what I'm on. I am purifying this. I'm releasing this stuff. It sounds toxic. Right, Hamilton, you should have expected that. Had you been through the same process, which you suggested you had. But then last March, when I reached out to you, as you had said, remember, John Churchill gave me a good schooling at Karuna Mandala, by the way. Anyone's interested. Karuna. I think it might be registered as the Karuna School. And, Karuna Mandala is some marketing thing. I think it's the Karuna School, but I'll double check so that y'all can look it up. Because it's a 501c3 was organized in Massachusetts, but the teachers who did not want to give up control of the organization thought it would be easier to have the banking and all right there in Colorado. So they wanted to move and reassign to Colorado, where they were, which is the hotbed of dissociation. There is more spiritual theater in Boulder, Colorado, than I have found anywhere. There's more spiritual theater within spiritual organizations than I have found anywhere, including 3P, especially 3P, Karuna Mandala, and Blue Morpho. I suffered back-to-back during my annual spring spiritual emergence within spiritual organizations. It is an expression of what can be fairly called Kundalini illness. Look that up. Dara Blumenthal, you know what it is. Kundalini illness, it's when one has an eruption of the spiritual energies that sits at the base of the spine. And I had my first one 10 or so years ago on retreat with John Churchill and his teacher Dan Brown. And I, after that profound meditation that they led us through, I articulated it quite clearly to them what had happened. And it was dismissed, and they said, well, you don't think you deserve it. And it's true. That's why I had not had this big thing. But what was missed was the essential noticing of what had occurred in me. This Kundalini eruption. That, John, should have been the big thing. Like, okay, now we're tracking a very organic process. Right? That was the clue, and you missed it. And then I told you I had this profound thing happen in September of 22 while on retreat with Sharon. And it was a massive, massive Kundalini eruption. Massive. What Dr. Yvonne Kaysen calls in the book Farther Shores. This is not a mystical text. Read that book. Anyone wants to know what is going on? It's about near-death experiences, STE, spiritually transformative events, and STEPs, profoundly spiritually transformative events. It's all in there. It is all in there, and I gave you the books. This is a delicate process. Dara knows, right? You missed it, and her too. And when I reached out to you by email, to you and to Liz, you reassured me, I got you. Yes, John's got me. September. 5 months later, you had lost me. By February, the following February, you put me on your board. I saw what I saw, asked the questions I asked, and you lost me. You kicked me out. You kicked me out, and Hamilton was there to receive me. And I was going to go go to the I went to the Sacred Valley for healing from your distortion and others. And you interfered. You interfered. You tried to tell him not to help me, right? And you said this, Hamilton, now you said, this is what I do. This is what I know this. And I asked you, I said, within your lineage, are you familiar with Kundalini awakening? I asked you that, exactly. You said, yes, yes, yes. Kelsey, yes, yes. Everyone said yes, yes, yes. Okay. I went down there, barely made it. Barrett, remember how hard it was for me to fucking get to the Sacred Valley? Oh my God. I could not keep my shit together. I was missing flights. Taxis that should have taken an hour were taking 3 hours. I mean, it was like getting there to you, Hamilton. I came in leaking oil. Remember, Liz, when you were there? Remember how scared you were? Hamilton, remember you said, go and reassure your sister? I was like, sister, I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. I'm in good hands now. And Hamilton, you said, whenever you need me, I've got you. John, I've got you. Whenever you need me. You know, you reach out to me on WhatsApp whenever you need me. This is a very tenuous process, and we're deep in a process of purification. Hamilton's got me. It was almost exactly a year ago. It was early March, just before my birthday, when Sharon had brought me to Costa Rica, Nasara, for to go on retreat. She did this for my birthday. She paid for the retreat for me. We were in an intimate relationship. We had been for going on 5 years, even though things became expressive. We had to take time from each other when we came back. And I was facing some serious, serious fear there, because I had just, before I left, I had to pay my taxes. I hadn't paid any taxes, and I owed $150,000 because I'd had to take a lot of money out of my retirement account because it's all I had, and I was running out. And this was my big fear. Remember, that's what I wrote in the text. I called it the egregore. Egregore. And I said, brother, I'm here now. I'm at this stop, right? Because you're way up ahead. That's what you're telling me. I'm way up ahead. And you're going to show me. I'm okay, I'm here. Right? And you know, I reached out and said, here, what was that like for you? When you faced the seed of your fear. What was that like? You want me to show you the text? I still got it. And I'm still waiting. I was doing that jungle whistle. Remember you said that was it reached Don Julio while you were sucking the pus out of his leg, and the guy comes running through the jungle 5 days later. Remember that? It's funny, when I call to God, I hear him. Yeah, there he is. There he is. Now you. No, I see you, but you're off distracted somewhere. You're not here. You never responded to me, Hamilton. Even when I came into the jungle later, because I went from there, Sharon, I went there to go on retreat with you as part of our training. You never addressed it there either. Right? So am I supposed to keep chasing you? No, I deal with it myself. The reason you never responded was it didn't mean anything to you. It didn't resonate. You didn't, because if someone said to me, I'm feeling if Mercy said to me, oh, I'm getting at this thing that's, I was like, oh, I know what that is. Come, Mercy, come here. It's okay. It's good. It's okay. I'll tell you a little bit about my experience. Yours will be yours. But I want you to know that I know what this looks like. I see you, and I see that you have what's needed to navigate this. That's what I needed from you, Hamilton. And that's what somebody who had been there would have naturally offered. You can't not offer that, because when you come to someone in curiosity of what are their needs, in allowance for their needs to be revealed to you. The way the human heart works when it is open is that the rushes there. And that is what they need. What they need, the specific of what they need, is embedded in that love that comes through you and comes into them. And then it comes into them and it comes back into you. Now you have what you need. That's how you get what you need. But you don't have to wait. It's not like it flows from you into me. Now John has what he needs, but Hamilton has to wait. No, because as soon as it flows into me, it flows into you. In fact, it's not in you. You're just releasing something from your heart so that it can come in and flow like this. And now it is flowing into both of us and through both of us together. That's what Mercy and I experience with capital F friendship. That's how it works. Not how it works with us, that's how it works. That's what I'm trying to tell people so that we can stop hurting each other. And right now, Hamilton, I want to help because this is your egregore. John, this is your egregore. Sharon, this is your egregore. Christina, this is your egregore of fear. You're looking at him. This is what you have been scared so much of. Our presence of being a mirror that would show you who you are and who you can be, who you are really. It's going to show you who you think you are and who you are really. But that which you think you are. Oh, are you? Let me tell you. Yes, you are. You are that darkness. I am that which reveals it to you. Do you hear my pain? Go back and watch Quadcast. That is your darkness, visited upon me and now rejected so that you can do with it as you are supposed to. Spiritual cleansing. Number 50. Let's see what the oracle, John, this is interesting. So you want to hear about something insulting. I expressed myself. I did not. I sent it. I expressed myself in an inspirational way to the other members of the board. You made me chairman, and I'm here to inspire you. That's how I do it. And it was different than other communications you might have received from chairpersons, etc. Because I am different. When they compared me not to high-performing executives, but to the other high-performing executives in the planet, because I was in an elite group, and they compared me to elite leaders, and I was already highly successful. And all of those elite leaders were gathered and did everything in one way. And then there was JB over here doing it another way, completely different, off on his own. I do it differently and get better results. When you told me that email, that communication was inappropriate, objectively inappropriate, Nicole had because one member of a 5-person board was in the midst of a real big family disruption. Her ex had threatened to kill her. Big deal, Shay. Big deal. And I was bending over backwards and jumping through hoops, trying to make it so that we could continue our board business without sucking at you. Yet we are a board with a responsibility, and we cannot stop when one of its members has something else going on in their life. We work with that. That's what I do. When one person on my team, even on my leadership team, if Craig Wilson was sick or he has some big thing going on, we cannot stop. Yet we do not ignore Craig. No. And we were not ignoring you, and I was not ignoring you. I was trying to make it easier for you because I cared deeply about and for you. And it became apparent the things that I had to do in order to maintain compliance with this document that would make us a 501c3. And recognize that being a 501c3 did nothing to serve the precious interest of that organization. It did not help us. And yet it constrained us, and that's what I was saying. It did not allow us to operate in the midst of something that was going on. It made it too hard. So I said, why are we doing this? There's a better way. That's what I was suggesting. And Nicole Churchill tells me, this is the word she used, like, read the room. Nicole, do you not understand how insulting that is? Do you understand that's when we say, like, when someone is like, yeah, they're clueless. You don't, like, read the room. You called me fucking clueless, Nicole. And you wonder why I took offense to that. That wasn't nice. And now then you tell everyone, you're trying to tell Barrett, oh, we love him. We love him. You don't. You don't. If you loved me, you wouldn't have insulted me like that. That's terrible. It was terrible. And so I said, whoa. She says, read the room. And now her husband is counseling me on right speech. And he comes to me, not saying, hey, brother, let's work this out. He comes to me as teacher and says he consulted with the sage. And let me tell you what the sage has to say. And he starts, hitting me with this. What did I do? I said, John, could you send me that? I'd like to study that a little bit. Right? You didn't send me what you sent me. I want to study. I received your teaching with grace far more than you have ever exhibited in my presence. Just like I did when Hamilton hijacked my sanctuary service to once again tell me I had blue morpho on the Telegram thread, and that was an offense. I received you with grace, Hamilton, even though I never invited you there, even though you only showed up because Marjana tipped you off. You couldn't call me, she couldn't call me, so. So, 2 years ago, Hamilton, you received me after John rejects me and excommunicates me. And you're like, man, what's going on with him? Yeah, I see all sorts of, you all said, John, by the way, right? Hamilton, all that, they're all ragging on you. They were all ragging on you. Oh yeah, we see all those distortions, or that blackness, or that blackness. Yeah, they're all judging you. They're all judging you. That's all it is, it's judge. And then a year later, and I've told you, I don't know what they're missing. Every spring I have these. A year later, you did the same exact thing to me that he had done to me. So you don't understand what's happening here because you have not done your spiritual cleansing. So let me help. John Churchill, we're going to consult the sage. I'm sure this applies to you too, and to me. Certainly, Mercy knows this is what we're working on, spiritual cleansing. Go look at the Mercy knees and watch Mercy cleanse me, wash my feet and everything else. As her beautiful voice and spirit washes all over me and through me. She gentles me as I ask her to and beg her to. Because underneath all this is a spooked thoroughbred. That's all it is, she knows. He's just spooked, my dear is just spooked. It's okay. It is time for a spiritual cleansing of the body, mind, or spaces in which you reside. There is an imbalance, stuck energy, or heaviness in your environment that needs to be released before you proceed further. Okay, we got to go through this place thoroughly. And we're getting all of, anything that resembles Blue Morpho, Karuna Mandala, Elizabeth Bennett, Catherine Bennett, Sharon Strimling, Nicole, Gavoni, Kerry Bennett. It's all going in the fire. We've put most of it in the fire. It's all going in the fire. Cherished items, cherished no more. There's only God and His mercy. My mercy, our mercy. This is not about me. I am not what the world needs. We need her. And I'm hoping that through me you'll maybe see her. If you see a QR code, please contribute. We cannot let this divine being toil away in the dark hallways of a hospital. Cinderella floors. No. Please, please. Symbol is the Hamsa. The Hamsa is a palm-shaped amulet popular throughout the Middle East and North Africa. The word Hamsa, also spelled Khamsa, Khamsa, or Hamesh, Hamesh, means 5, and refers to the fingers of the hand. Oh, Sharon, listen. And Jasmine. And Cherie. In Jewish culture, the Hamsa is called the hand of Miriam. Rajanas is perhaps you, the hand of Miriam. In some Muslim cultures, the hand of Fatima. There's a couple of threats there for us to follow up on. What does that mean? So, this is what I call a multidimensional message. They're all multidimensional, and by that I mean there is a message in there for me, and there's a message in there for each one of us, and everyone is tailored to what we need in this moment. So we all need spiritual cleansing of some sort. What is it in you? Isn't it beautiful that in there we can see the all-seeing eye? Lovely.
Don't ask me what you know is true. Don't have to tell me I love your precious heart. I'm standing. You were there.
That's a beauty of projecting to the outside.
Worlds collided.
You cannot see something big.
Never just apart.
Thank you. Thank you. You know what makes me feel good? The last thing I wanted as I've been laying these things down, honestly, as I've been spewing my venom, I'm like saying, Rusty, please don't watch this. Please don't watch this. This is not for you. This is not for you. I'm not embarrassed by it. I'm not ashamed of it. She does not need this. She's had enough fire in her life. She does not need to be woken up. But I also don't need to keep spewing this because this hurts me, but I have to get rid of it. And she is helping me not to, like, yes, I've finally been able to find this full expression. I needed to do that because if I could not express that full fire, I would never tap into the deep gentleness that I have longed for. So it is because my fire has been demonized that I have not been able to bring the gentleness to my own soul and spirit that it needs, let alone you. This past 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes, there's a little boy inside of me that wants to say, Mommy, I'm getting it. Yeah, I can say that towards Mercy and not feel like any kind of less of a man. She's not my mommy. But that little boy inside of me is looking for the reassurance of his mother, and she's saying, yes, yes, like a real yes. This is what we need. This is how we wield these powerful energies. And this is how we break through the illusion that intensity expressed is needed to provide powerful healing. She says, no, it's the gentleness. We allow for the intensity so that we may deliver the gentleness. And so I feel like finally these last couple of go lives, Jake painted the sky with some pretty colors last night. I don't know what the sound would look like. Some of it was, who knows? I don't care. And we had a little undress this morning after my dear friend graced me with prayer this morning. And I felt something begin to emerge and come alive and started to see more clearly exactly what I have surrendered to. I talked to her about how that beautiful church in by the square, the Plaza de Armas, in the center of Iquitos, that church that celebrates their patron saint, San Juan Baptiste, St. John the Baptist. And how that church just speaks to me, a church, man. But then so it starts to talk to you, and you feel drawn to go inside for whatever reason. And then you have an opportunity to be there with this beautiful divine being, and she's there to help shepherd you through a healing process and provide her own healing. And so you've got some time to just chill, and she says, let's go into the church and say some prayers and make some offerings. Okay? And I have the opportunity to witness her. How does she conduct herself in the space that I have felt such darkness in? And I've watched people in collars conduct themselves and be like, really? I feel something, but it's not that. There's something fucked up here. I'd seen a lot of people expressing their rebirth, etc. I'd never seen this, though. It was so natural and real and pure. And there was I'd seen people in their desperate hour going pleading to God. And she saw me. I asked her this morning. The last few days ago, Mercy sent me one of three I know very well, one of three Catholic prayers I know very well. The Lord's Prayer, the Hail Mary, and of course, the act of contrition. That little boy that broke through the rock and broke the window was told by that priest that was fiddling with little boys or whatever his friends were. So I'm lumping him, Father Hogan, I'm lumping in with the rest of them. I don't care if you did it or not, you're in with the rest of them. It's who you chose to associate with, and therefore it is who you are in my eyes. Part of you. Now, you told me to shut up. You told me to shut up. I don't care where I was, Father. Brother, friend. Settle yourself, please. Your spirit. You are still in conflict out there. We're going to cleanse and purify you too. In the gentleness of my heart, and not the fires of my crucible. Father Hogan gets that as a matter of course because he's completed his cycle. And he's just waiting, he gets it, and he's just waiting for the purification. He's getting it now. My full forgiveness. Father Hogan, you told a great joke that resonates, right? The guy waiting for God to save him from the boat, from the storm, the rising floods, and he passes on all the boats because he's waiting for God to save him. He gets up and he's, why did you save me? He said, I sent you 3 boats. You have to know, you have to recognize help when it arrives. Mercy is help. And I'm just here to reveal, to do my best to shine light on her. So I am going to stay close by her side, physically or energetically or spiritually, and I'm going to beam. I'm going to beam so brightly that you cannot see me, but you will not be able to miss her. That is what this is for. This is not about me. I will draw the fire from her. It is about her and what she needs. Because when I allow it to flow through me, that which she needs, whatever that might be, and it flows freely without effort from me, then that which I need comes flowing back through her beautiful heart into mine. And it makes me whole and complete. This divine being, this beautiful creature offers that to every single one of us, every single one of you. And God has asked me to shine my light so you can see her. So I am sorry if you take offense to this, but the Holy Spirit is amongst us, and we must recognize that. So mercy sent me the Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, earth as it is in heaven. Forgive us this day. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us for our trespasses, our forgetting. As we forgive those who have trespassed upon us, I forgive you. Even and especially my dearest Sharon. That forgiveness came from me, came from God through me. He didn't do it for me, he held it in allowance. And when I had caught my breath, thinking, knowing that you had been forgiven, thinking that he had done that, then he showed me, he said, no, that was you. I just held you here for you a little bit. And it was you. That was indeed the purity of your heart. You have no fault there. Your heart is as pure as you know her to be. That seed is not a seed of imperfection. That is the essence of your purity. That is who you are. That's where John is. That's what you missed. It's that seed that we all hold. We all hold the same seed. This is a reflection of the most sacred heart. and you have your specific dimension of that glorious seed. I have my own specific dimension of that glorious seed. When you reject and demonize me, you reject and demonize both God and that which you are. This is practical spirituality. This is practical God. This is it. I am not born, and do not put any of those labels on me. I simply am. I remember the beautiful scene in The Chosen. What a great series. What a just beautiful series. It's one version, but they just bring it to life. Whatever, Jesus may have been this beautiful man who's playing this role, and as he plays it, or may have been, it's a version of that. That is Jesus. You're watching him. That is Jesus. That's that dimension of Jesus. He's multidimensional, as am I, as are you. This is a version of you. Don't like it? You are rejecting a part of you, and what's needed is spiritual cleansing. So there was that beautiful scene in The Chosen where Jesus is telling his disciples, I'm going to head off and to be with my Father, the Father, to pray. They don't know how to pray. How do you talk? How do you talk to God? And so he said, well, let me show you. Start with our Father who art in heaven. Who is he? What is his name? Hallowed be thy name. May thy kingdom come. It's ever right here. That which God holds precious. May thy kingdom, not my kingdom. May thy kingdom come, not my will, thy will. Surrender to that which flows through you. May thy will be done. Thy will. On earth as it already is in heaven. Heaven on earth. If you want heaven on earth and peace on earth, you must find it within yourself and stop demonizing that which you think is wrong. That is you. The wrongness is you. And you are as right as you are wrong. The two arise together. Right speech, as the Buddha said it, right livelihood, right action, is simply saying that all is right. There is no right and wrong. Give us this day our daily bread. You have what you need daily. Forgive us for forgetting, right? The original, the word sin, it means forgetting. I forgot that I am divine. I forgot that those around me are divine. I forgot that all that is around me is sacred and divine. And have some allowance for those who are around you. They know not what they do. Forgive those who trespass against us, because we are caught in our delusion. It's not happening. Lead us not into temptation. Help us with our grasping and aversion, or contraction. Lead us not into temptation. Deliver us from all evil. Help us to see through those distortions and grace us with some kind of spiritual aikido, so that we can exist in this world until the rest of you wake up and understand what's going on. Please do that now and at that sacred hour of our death. Whenever that might occur, and whether it be something we come out on the other side and still say, I am still here, as I have been graced to on a number of occasions. Stoppage of heart. Mercy wakes up every morning and she prays. I have been graced to experience her prayer as she has prayed over me and asking God to help heal me. And so I'm curious what that looks like as she wakes in the morning and she says she prays. I said, would you please share that with me? And she asked me, would you like to try? Would you like to try? As she Mercy prays, I told her, my love, we have to get this on tape. Her voice is just like, I don't care if she's reading someone else's prayer or where it's just, oh, and it's the real deal. And it just goes, just flows out of her. Just flows out of her. Release these hooks, blah, 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 blah. It's just this beautiful music. So I said, yes, I would like to try. And so I began, and she's given me some guidance. I'm asking her to teach me to pray. I know these that they taught me in church. I can rattle these off. And you can see that they have their own unique meaning to me, but still can teach me to pray. And so she's guiding me. And I'm saying, God, please, God, please, God, please. And not just about me. God, please grace Sharon. God, please grace him. God, please help him see through this. God, please help him be relieved of this. God, please. And she said, can I offer something? I said, yeah, please. Yes. She said, it's beautiful. Let me see. It's beautiful first. She said, try this. What I like to say, instead of please, I like to say, thank you for. God, thank you for. Thank you for what you're already doing that I am missing. And help, and thank you for helping me to see it. And thank you for, and thank you for, and thank you for, and thank you for, thank you for. Thank you for the strength to see this through. Thank you for the courage to remain here, doing it on this plane. It's a gift, man, to witness that authenticity and to be drawn in and be invited to participate in that, to be part of that. And suddenly something started to come over. You said, whoa, that surrender. Well, I've surrendered into something much deeper. It's more than just this thing. Like I surrender, yes, I will follow that. It's not about me. It's the, I talk about going the full Jakey. This is the full Gotti. Oh man, oh man. Yeah, it's in it. That's it. I'm that guy now. I am that guy. Well, I'm calling the God fanatic, the Holy Spirit fanatic. Yeah, but I'm gonna, with the grace instilled in me by that, my dear friend. It is my hope to pour so much gentle love onto all of you that you beg me not to ever stop. Thank you all for witnessing. If you've experienced the fire of Jake, and you see this now and you're curious as to how these transitions, and you're going to see more fire, I have no doubt you're going to see more fire. Absolutely, because some of it's going to be needed. That's up to you guys. You invite the lion or the lamb or whatever in between. You're going to get exactly what you need. That's how it works. I am always going to finish, thank you, dear Mercy. And do not ever, please, do not ever just so that you think you need to gentle me more. It's beautiful. It's always, it's, oof. Thank you. I'm just Jake. This is Al. This is Betty. Franklin is here on the floor with me. Mal is sitting on the chair over here. We're put it all together. We're Jake, Al, and Betty, and Frank, and Nala, and Mercy, and you. Just cosmic pulsing through life. Who am I? And how on earth did I get here? Until next time.